So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on, so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. How are you? Happy Monday. Happy Christmas. Check. That one's off the list. What's next? Oh, it's New Year's Eve. Yeah, I'll be in bed by 9:30 anyway. I'll hear the fireworks at midnight. How do I know I'll do that? Because that's what happens. So today we're going to talk about big-ass goals as we set off on a week, kind of an in-between, a Netherland week, if you will, between Christmas and New Year's. A lot of folks aren't even around paying attention. Others are. A lot of folks coming in next week or so. But ultimately, I want to talk about some of the bigger picture stuff, things to focus on how to get what you want next year, and then really dial in this week to the nuance, the between the lines. Because while there are things that do work, I can give you the steps. Here are the 5 steps you should take. It's like, okay, but I know you have, which sidewalk do I walk on? I give you the step to put on a nice jacket. Okay, Scott, what color? See, it's the nuance. It's all that stuff that messes things up. So today and tomorrow and the next day, all week long, kind of focus in on that. So bear with me as we roll through this week, because it's going to be a little bit different than we use most weeks, do most weeks, but I'm going to have fun with it. My name is Scott Smith. I'm the founder and the chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. Happy to have you here today. Today is actually a pretty big deal, because as of today, as of about an hour from now, it's kind of weird when you record in advance, we complete our 16th season of the Daily Boost podcast and start season 17. Is that crazy or what? So we'll start at like 4,476 episodes. That will be the first one into next year. And like I said, I'm going to go to 5,000. So we're getting there. So I have something I want to share with you as well. If you'll give me about 30 seconds, I woke up one day with an idea in my head based on my Facebook page, dailyboostpodcast.com/Facebook, where I always ask people what your big ass goal is. And I woke up one morning and it was resonating with me that, man, how many people are saying that they don't have one? So I went and checked. I keep all that stuff. And it was like 90+% of the folks who I asked that question said, I don't know, help me figure that out. I'm working on that. That's what they said. So it resonated with me. And so I decided in January, we're going to nuance it a little bit. We're going to get you on your goal setting experience very, very well and get it done right with something we're going to call the Big Ass Goal Challenge. So just kind of put in the back of your mind, it's going to come in January. You'll hear me talk about more next week, and we'll build into that, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited about that. All right, 30 more seconds. How's your life going? Ask that question right now. I'm telling you, pay attention to me. Get over here. I know what I'm talking about. Didn't do this a long time, a real long time. If you don't stop for a couple of minutes and say, how is my life going? And let the answers come in and decide in the roles and the goals of my life, how am I doing? How I do it spiritually, how I do it with my family, my kids, my work, everything. How am I doing? If you don't do that, years are going to pass and you're going to wonder what happened to your life. So today you have an assignment. It's homework. When you get done with this show today, I want you to sit for about 2 minutes and say, how's my life going? And jot down a few notes. Watch the magic happen. Things begin to change without you even trying. It's very cool stuff. All right, so let's do this thing. Let's nuance this a little bit through the week, because one of the things that ends up happening, if you're, I don't know where you are. Maybe you're a person who's starting out, trying to find your way. What's the path to do this? You're looking for a strategy, a framework, a roadmap, whatever you want to call it. Looking for, Scott, just tell me what to do. Give me the damn steps, right? Maybe you're that person, or maybe you're a person who's been at this for a while. You use shows like this and people like me to kind of keep you in the game, keep you thinking, give you a different way of staying motivated and inspired. I don't know who you are, what level you are right now, but one thing I know is that it's always that nuance. It's always the thing that people just don't get. Usually what I get paid for is to clarify what you're thinking, to read between the lines. And people are very surprised when they talk to me, and I just come back with a little bit of insight you weren't thinking about. And it's the in-between work. So we'll work on that this week. But as the new year comes, and we're going to set some big-ass goals. I'm going to teach you how to do that. I want to give you a little bit of a broad overview. This is not a goal-setting list. This is not how to set goals. No, we'll do that later. It's a refresher of what goals are and how you should consider using them. So number one, the very first thing I just want to kind of put out there is goals need to be more significant than where you are today. They should stretch you to reach another level. Items on your to-do list are not goals. And I cannot tell you how many people every single week, and actually it's several times a day, if I ask them what's on their goal list, and this is what I do for a living, so it happens a lot, cannot tell you, well, this afternoon I'm going to the grocery store, and then this weekend you have a game to go to. It's like, no. That's not a goal. It should be more significant than where you are today. It should elevate you. It should excite you. It should have you reach for something. And I know it's hard to get there, and that's why we're going to work on the big-ass goal here in January, because ultimately, and that's in me, my version, I fire up my anticipation engine. When I get a goal that gets me excited enough, a big-ass goal that I really believe I can get if I work hard enough at it, I get excited. It gets me out of bed early. I can't sleep all night. That's what you want. I know you've had it before, and you're going to get it again. But the first rule, remember this time, is it needs to be bigger and badder than you are today. Better than you are today. Whatever you want it to be, it needs to be that, and it's not the mundane. Get that stuff off your list. If you have a list of 45 goals and most of them take place at Walmart, stop it. It's not going to happen. Okay, number two, goals should be timely. You're going to have a lot of goals, but only a few can demand your attention at any one time. If you try to focus on too many goals simultaneously, you're going to slow your progress. Now, that makes common sense, right? Well, Scott, I have short-term goals, I have long-term goals, I have 5-year goals, I have 10-year goals. Yeah, that's true, but they work concurrently, don't they? You know, the 1 year is building toward the 10-year. It's all kind of the same. You shouldn't have more than 2 or 3 really big goals. You should have it. You can have a couple stretched out longer. Okay, in 20 years, I want to retire, whatever you want to do. You shouldn't have too many at any one time. Why? Because it takes your focus and you get what you focus on. If you write down a whole bunch of stuff, and by the way, you can have a list and you say future goals, things I want to do someday, you can have something like that. Write them all down. But when it gets time to actually get on something and get it to happen, we need to get it narrowed down, because then we have the time and the focus. You'll watch what happens when you get laser focused on that. So goals should be timely, something you want to work on now, something you can work on now. Timely is an interesting thing. If you've ever been in a conversation and somebody says something, it's just like, well, their timing is rotten on that. 10 minutes ago would have been good, but they were late. Sometimes you're too late to work on something. Sometimes you're too early to work on something to set a goal. Sometimes you set a goal that you want to accomplish, and yet you're so busy finishing up school and going through finals and trying to get a career started, if you're at that level of life, that you don't have time to work on this little goal you had. Timeliness is everything. So if it's a big, significant goal, then you need to find time to make it happen. And honestly, it should be automatic. In fact, that's my goal whenever I work with people. And if I work with you, it'll be the same thing. I want to get to the point where you just get out of bed breathing it and you just go do it. It's not work. Why is it, people? It's so hard. We always see the challenge. We always see the difficult. And that's just human nature. Oh, here's a goal. I'm so excited. I'm scared to death. Oh no. What's it do? It freezes you. Happens all the time. So we just have to kind of go through that, but we can get you there. Number 3, big goals begin with decisive clarity and continue with a very strong commitment. So let's talk about that for just a second. If you were to go back in Stoic history, back in the Stoic philosophy, you'll find that the very first thing that they really talk about, and everybody talks about, is clarity. It's right at the very, very beginning. The rules haven't changed. You got to know what you want. You got to be able to describe it. You got to be able to see it. You got to believe you can get it. If you can't clearly define what you're going for, if you can't do that, you're not going to get it. I'm world famous around here for catching people. I'll ask them a question. They give me this big, wandering, general answer. And I don't even say a word anymore. I just look at them on Zoom or just pause on a phone call. And they go, oh, that's not specific enough, is it? I said, no, no. It's a big, broad thing. I don't want you to do that. So you need to, when you have a big-ass goal you want to go after, you need to really have decisive clarity on that goal. Say, this is really what I want. I understand what this is. I'm excited about it. I want to go with it. And then you got to fire up that commitment, because commitment is what's going to carry you. And I understand that commitment is scary for some people, but if you carry that value within you that, okay, I decided to do it, I'm going to do it, it's going to happen. If you carry that within you, it gets easier. So just remember on the goals, and we'll get into it again more next year as we get to the big-ass goals. They should be bigger than you are today. They should be timely, meaning you can do them today. And you should make that decision with clarity, full clarity, because as soon as you do, it's like putting fuel in your car, and unless you drive a Tesla or something like that. EVs. I was driving on the highway in Washington State a couple months back. Got on the highway and an EV was in front of me, and I started to accelerate my little rental car, and they were gone. It was like, wow, that's fun. It's like a rocket ship. It's cool. Sorry, I sidebar there. So coming up tomorrow and the rest of the week, we're going to make the year about the experience you have. We're going to be looking to accept your passion, what's truly inside of you, that little thing that makes you happy. We're going to ask you to give up what you're not. Stop doing these things that are not who you are. And then a revisit for The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale's piece. We'll trim that down a little bit on Friday and give it to you as we blast into the new year. You have a great day. Have a great time off. And I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Daily Boost.